Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and good morning here from Pattaya in Thailand. Today's video I want to talk about Pattaya actually and how things are just now here in Pattaya, and because we're supposedly coming into the high season now, and we're in the high season actually, and a lot of people that have invested money in bars and restaurants and things are hoping that there's going to be a great influx of tourists into Pattaya. Well, we've just had a weekend here, and an unbelievable amount of people came to Pattaya from all over Thailand. Thousands and thousands of people. From last Friday lunchtime, the city came to a standstill with traffic trying to get in from all directions, no parking in the city. It was absolutely chock-a-block.
Okay, just to give you a quick look at what actually went on the last day, you can see the thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, they said, actually congregated on the beaches to watch this show. They started populating the beaches around midday. But they say it was an absolute spectacular show in the evening, and there was, as I said before, absolutely packed in the town. People come from all over Thailand just to watch this huge event. Even more popular than the bikini race on the beach, which by the way is very popular. Of course, once all the fireworks over, then the big problems all really start, and that's the people trying to get out of the city and get back home, for those that are travelling back to their homes, and that's a major job. I've been through it a couple of times, and I wouldn't like to recommend it to anybody. There's no way you're going to get public transport or taxis, or even motorbike taxis are not there. They might sit in the very outskirts of the town, but the people are in for a long walk just to get clear of it. So that was Saturday night. I hope you enjoyed that little brief look, and I think we'll get back to the video now.
And they came for the annual International Fireworks Festival, which was billed to be one of the biggest this year, and from all accounts it certainly was. And it was on Friday night and Saturday night, and it brought in an unbelievable amount of people coming to see it. It was that bad that although we only lived 7 kilometers from town, we wanted to go to a local garden centre on Saturday. And we left the house here, my wife left the house here, I should say to be more precise, and only went about 2 kilometers and then decided she couldn't go any further because the traffic was horrendous. And she was nowhere near the town at that time, so she turned around and came back, and we forgot it because just decided to leave going to the garden centre until the Sunday, because it was only on Friday, Saturday, and on Sunday the big exodus, everybody going back home up Thailand. They'd come right from the north of Thailand and the south of Thailand and everything just to see this phenomenal fireworks festival, which all accounts was quite incredible. On Saturday night, my wife took Sandra, my daughter, up to a high vantage point outside the city here, and they managed to watch it from a lot of the fireworks from a distance away, which of course doesn't give the same atmosphere, but it at least it lets them see some of it. And that was the weekend here. It was the fireworks. So on Sunday, we decided to go down to the garden centre. We wanted to get some Christmas plants, and my wife also wanted to get some other trees, etc., to fill in some pots round about. And we done that on Sunday. Now, there's a story behind that, and I'll come back to that at the end of the video, because that was a bit of a tragic expedition, and I'll tell you all about that before the end of the video. But just now I want to talk about the Pattaya high season, you know. There's a lot of people, there's dozens and dozens of bars opened in the last few months, and all preparing themselves for high season. A lot of people have invested money, and I would say stupidly, but anyway, a lot of people have invested money and hoping for the best in high season, with lots and lots of tourists pouring into the city and all the bars being full. You know, Pattaya has hundreds of bars, absolutely hundreds of bars, and the bars far outweigh the number of tourists that can fill them, or the number of people that can even fill them, including the expats and all the rest of it. So I think that side of Pattaya, it really needs looking at, because a lot of people will have lost a lot of money, and the reason for that is that the whole demographics of the high season has changed quite dramatically. For those people that might have came here in the maybe not so distant past and gone to places like the infamous or the famous, the most famous street, I'll contradict myself there, but one of the most famous streets in Pattaya, Walking Street, which has always been famous for its bars and nightclubs, etc. If you've been here in the distant past and you came back again, you would not recognize it. Now, the demographics of Pattaya have drastically changed, and that area now is Indian. From India, people from India, they're absolutely outnumbered all the other tourists now, and they're here in big style, and the number of all the bars that used to cater for the Western tourists have all gone, most of them have gone over to catering for the India people that come here in big numbers, and they go down there and they've got several nightclubs down there that just cater for India people, and it's unbelievable. The other elements in Walking Street now are the Russians. They're very big in Walking Street. They've got a lot of bars, etc. And the other demographic, and they're not so much maybe interested in Walking Street, but they make up a huge amount of the high season tourists is the Chinese, and that's the three elements: the India people, the Chinese, and the Russians are the people that are running not only Pattaya, but very much so Pattaya, but also other areas of Thailand as well, popular tourist areas. And it's I think a lot of people are concerned. I'm already seeing bars going up for sale and being advertised on Facebook, etc. Right at the beginning of the high season, I think a lot of people that have invested money and spent a lot of money doing these bars suddenly realize this was not the way to go, and they know they're going to lose it all. So they're trying to sell it off to the early part of high season, hoping to attract buyers. They might well get them, because people come here and they seem to lose all sense of reasoning sometimes, and I said, we've got money, we can do this, I can run a bar here, you know. If you want to run a bar in Pattaya, you've got to think of something very, very unique. It's no good just saying, I'm going to get a bar and put a few girls in there. That's not going to work for you. There's hundreds of them like that. You're not going to make any inroads that way. You've got to have some unique aspect about it. There's a lot more gentlemen's clubs opened, which are basically brothels. The closed-in bars where there's all sorts of goings on inside these bars that people don't want to be seen participating. So they're closed in, and they cater for the darker side of well, they're not really darker side. They cater for another side of people looking for evening entertainment, etc. So that's Pattaya at the moment. It's a bit concerning. You know, we're not getting the tourists in from places like UK, America, Australia, New Zealand, Europe, because I think there's a lot of big financial problems. What are you doing? Huh? I think there's a lot of big financial problems in the world at the moment, and people are struggling. I do know some people that come here every year, and there's a few of them come last week, actually. I seen one guy I know, and he was telling me that the majority of people coming are complaining about two things. Actually, the first thing is the price of airfares. They thought they might relax a bit because it's a busy time of the year, but no, the airfares are stuck high at the moment. Most people from around Europe and UK in particular are spending about £1,000 return. That's about what, $1,200–1,300 return to Thailand over the high season period, the Christmas period. But as you get nearer and nearer to Christmas and New Year, then the fares are going up. And I know one chap that's due to arrive here on Christmas Day, and he's just paid just over £1,500, which is getting on towards the $2,000 mark, and that's a lot of money for the fare. And the other aspect that complaining about is the price of hotels, etc. It's they have gone up significantly in the year. The prices in Pattaya have gone up quite a lot. So obviously the businesses have got to follow what they have to do to make money. So the hotel prices have gone up. Take it also into consideration that they've got weekends like we've just had, where there wasn't a spare room to be had near the beach in Pattaya for Friday night and Saturday night, and they were paying up to 300% on top of the normal price just to get a room near the beach for the fireworks. So when hotels can command that sort of money, even if it's only at weekends, hey, they're not too interested in giving away cheap rooms when they don't have to. Because that's another aspect about Pattaya, you know, that every weekend, virtually every weekend of the year, they've got something going on somewhere in Pattaya. Normally at the beach, you know, we've got the beach volleyball, the kite flying competitions, many various music shows on, music festivals, and of course the fireworks festival, and many things going on. And the Pattaya municipality government elements, they do very, very well to attract tourists, even though it's mainly local tourists down here to Pattaya at the weekends, which kind of, I guess, kind of makes problems for people who are looking for 2 or 3 weeks at a discounted rate. Well, the hotels are not going to drop too much, even for 2 or 3 weeks, because of the weekends they can get their money, and maybe that's the way they work. Airbnb is very common for people coming here, and just now there's a lot of problems with people that want to rent condominiums on short-term basis, say 2 or 3 weeks rent a condominium, where the condominiums are reacting to this. If they find out that somebody with a condominium is renting it out for 3 weeks, they will stop it. They will stop it. They will not let the people into the condominium, because the law states here in Thailand that if you're going to rent out your condominium, it must be for a minimum of 1 month. Anything else is not legal and it's not allowed. So the condominiums don't want to be caught up in this problem, and it makes problems for them as well, because it disrupts their normal clientele, seeing these people coming in maybe for a week or 2 weeks, etc. And the normal living people object to the sort of short-term lets as well. So I can understand that quite a lot. So that's the Pattaya side of things at the moment, and we're slipping towards Christmas and New Year, and it's very pleasant. Weather-wise, we're supposed to be in the cold season at the moment, and this is going to bring me on to my next subject, because a cold season, it doesn't get really cold, but you'd expect the temperatures to be down around about 28 to 30 during the day, and maybe dropping to 22, between 20 and 22 at night, which is still very, very livable. But it's not happening. It's not happening. We're still getting, but I think right at this moment it's probably around 36 degrees out there in the sun. Very, very hot. And that brings me back to my side of things that are going on, and a bit of news there, and I'll just give you an inkling of it, and I'll follow it up with another video shortly. But yesterday we went down to the garden centre on Sunday, and I went with my wife, and all those that follow my channel will know that I have a mobility problem and I can't walk too far, and particularly when it's hot, etc., that detracts away from any distance as well. So when we got to the garden centre, it was boiling hot like this, and I knew that if I got out the pickup, I was going to struggle. So we parked up the pickup, and I just said to I said, look, I said, leave the engine running, leave the air on, and you take Sandra, go and get what you want, take your time, I'll just sit here and wait for you to come back. Because I knew within just 2 or 3 minutes of leaving the pickup, I'd be struggling and looking for somewhere to sit down, and that's a problem. So as I was sitting in the pickup, I was thinking, well, I'm missing out on this, you know, and I used to enjoy walking around the garden centre with them, and there's lots of instances now where we go to the shopping malls, etc., where I'll go and sit in the cafe and she'll go and do the shopping, etc., and it's not a lot of fun. It's not a lot of fun for her. I've often said to her, look, you go out and do the shopping, and I'll just stay at home. And no, you've got to go, she said, because I don't want you sitting in the house all the time. So she pushes me to go out and do these things. So I end up sitting in a coffee shop waiting for her to finish the shopping. And so, and sitting thinking about it yesterday in the pickup, I thought I've got to do something about this. And I knew it was coming, and I've maybe suggested it before, but when we got home, I went on the internet, and I had a look around, and I bought something. You'll probably be able to guess what it is, but that'll be the subject of my next video, because I'm expecting it to be delivered later today, and hopefully it will help my mobility a great deal. So that's my video for now. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Please, big thumbs up, it would be appreciated. Bye for now.